4th of November, or what have you got for us? I mean, these next few days have got quite a lot of energy, all right? So 12:47 a.m., we have got this quintile to Pluto, right? Now, 13 degrees is the Aries degree. So this is a very like I am kind of moment when it comes to how we are really putting this kind of restless energy into action, right? Now, because we're going to have Mars at 29 degrees of Scorpio, this is like really needing to put something into action and really being kind of pushed to, right? So wherever you've been kind of stuck, wherever you've been like obsessive or compulsive or repetitive in something, something here needs a decision made about it so that you can move forward, okay? Then at 3:33 a.m., we get this semi-square. Now, there is this need to be very curious during this, right? So there is something here that needs to be shed, right? An outworn situation, some kind of mentality. So this is really helping out that earlier one. So this is going to be an overnight aspect, right? We should be asleep in Melbourne. But this is like where we're sort of working through some stuff and we're looking at things from a different perspective. And that 29-degree Scorpio Mars, that can bring a little bit of a crisis energy, okay? So you might really wake up feeling this like anxiety around whether or not you've done enough, like whether or not you need to do more, especially because that 6:28 a.m., that semi-sextile to the North Node, at 16 degrees, that is a Cancer degree, right? So it's like we kind of have this push, this rush to kind of move forward, but this 6:30 kind of aspect, it could be just a little bit annoying, right? It could be something could be a little bit hazy. So it's like we're feeling this push to move, but we don't really know what to do. And then at 9:19 comes the fucking answer of like why you're feeling the push, right? Because that 9:19, that's a biquintile, meaning like let the fucking thing go, right? Let go of whatever idea it is. Now, this is going to be a lot easier to do with the moon at 18 degrees because that's a Virgo degree. So there is this very detailed kind of analysis energy that we're able to do this with. And Lilith at 24 degrees, which is the Pisces degree. So we've got a Virgo degree and a Pisces degree, and this is going to help us analyze and really like understand what, like what the creative gift is that we can be using if we stop worrying about guilt and shame. Okay. So then we get to this 10:56 a.m. and this is a little bit of anxiety. Again, this is like a push of like needing to make a decision, like stop doing the same shit over and over again and make a decision. And this is leading us into this 3 p.m. fucking hectic battle energy, okay? So this 10:56 a.m. right now, that's happening. That moon's going to be at the Libra degree, so it's going to be about balance. It could bring in a lot of relationship kind of energy into it as well. Like, where have you really been the I am version of you in relationships, right? And where does a mentality, right? And 4 degrees being the Cancer degree. So where does an inner mentality need some truth? Do we need to go on a bit of a truth-seeking kind of situation? Because something here, you need to make a decision, right? Now, making that decision, 2:59 p.m. Okay, Mars is at 29 degrees of Scorpio. It's getting ready to move into Sagittarius. But of course, Neptune is at 29 degrees of Pisces. So again, this is for the 29 degrees Pisces team that I have been really feeling out quite a bit through readings and energy and stuff. This is a big closing out for anyone with that degree in their chart. We're going to be in that 29 degrees of Pisces for a few months. So hang in there. But this Mars 29 degrees of Scorpio, it's bringing this crisis of really having to take action from your depth, right? From your emotion, from your truth, and from your own gifts, and the want to evolve something, the want to transform, right? So while Mars has been in Scorpio, we've been on this journey of trying to transform something, right? Death and rebirth, okay? And so we get to this point, and this is only a couple of days before that Taurus full moon, right? And Scorpio and Taurus are on the opposite axis. So these energies will affect each other. So this is really taking action, and this is like a witchy aspect as well, okay? So if you are looking to kind of motivate yourself, if you're looking to overcome any kind of like reproductive system, sexual energy, kind of creative blocks. Okay, this is a really great one for that, where we are saying farewell to the past, that Neptune in Pisces, that 15-year cycle, and we are welcoming in this new thing, and we're kind of ready to take this step. But this could, again, this whole day is likely to feel like you are running late for something, like you need to do something. Okay, then we get, you know, this need to let go, right? So the moon in Aries, now at an Aquarius degree, 23 degrees, is saying to that Mars at 29 degrees of Scorpio, like, let's go. Let's put some shit in order. Let's understand what the talent is that comes with using that Scorpio energy as part of how we motivate, as part of how we, you know, move forward, right? Let's use that, and let's be authentic in doing so. And to be able to do that, we have to let go of an old idea of who we thought we fucking were, right? And we can do that because this 550 conjunction to fucking Chiron, okay? So Chiron being the childhood wound space, 24 degrees being the Pisces degree, okay? So this is truly like these two things are working together here, right? Like this is like, where is this new energy? Where can I have, you know, this new force that really is asking me to be the full embodiment of I am? And that means letting go of the mentalities that you were given from how you grew up, and really trying to understand how the connection that you have with who you are, your identity, how that has been affected by the way that you grew up, by the lessons that you learned, and really being able to understand that. Understand how when the inner child, when the child version of you experiences things, we are carrying that with us. And this is the time in our lives when we can be letting that go. Okay. And then we get this 7 p.m. compromise kind of energy between that I am and that Lilith in Scorpio, right? So that rejected self, right? So the wounds of self that we have kind of pushed aside because we're worried about the guilt and the shame that might come with it. Okay. So this square to Jupiter, right? This could be a fight in your family. This is a dinner time fight right here, 7:25 p.m. Moon in Aries at the Aries degree of I am. Jupiter in Cancer also at that same degree, right? So remembering that Aries, first sign of the zodiac, it does have a little bit of an immaturity to it when it gets heightened emotions. And we can see here with this square being a war aspect, some kind of inner friction, something that is trying to force growth, okay? So what we're getting forced through is these family wounds, right? So like being able to step out on the other side, acknowledging that we have parents, but they don't get to decide what the rules are, right? Acknowledging our early relationships, but they don't get to decide who we are today, right? Then we get this nice semi-sextile to Saturn, can be a bit hazy, can be a bit frustrating. Could just be like a follow-on from that fight, just continuing on. But it's asking you to like lock in a new belief system, right? So whatever kind of comes up in that battle energy, whether it be an internal battle or an external kind of fight, it's really kind of asking you, like, what are you taking from this and where are you putting a boundary, right? And then 10:21 p.m. opposition to Venus at the Taurus degree. Okay, so this one could be really stubborn as well. This could be showing up in a relationship. This could be a projection into your relationship dynamic from like a situation that has happened earlier. Or this could be like the situation that happened earlier that really reminded you of some trauma and some emotional programming that you got as a child. You've now noticed you've taken that into a relationship, and we need to revisit that. Okay. This 10:21 p.m., this opposition mixed with that 7:25 square to Jupiter, not a great time for doing any kind of business things after probably 5:30. So it's literally tools down. Okay. Like don't be doing any business things after 5:30. Just depending on your chart, obviously, but just based on these collective energies, not great. Okay, not great. So that's what I got for you on the 4th. If you would like some help, if you'd like a reading, we can do a energy reading, either recorded or a video call, and we can do tarot, whichever is your preference for how you like the message to come through. I prefer astromancy, which is the all-round way of divination, right? I use the astrology, I use the cards. So book an appointment if you need one. Otherwise, stay weird.